This throw we're working on now is considered a hand technique at Tewaza in Kodokan Judo, because it's really pretty much, it's almost like a seoi-nage, but I'm adding a sweeping his leg as well. So it's like a seoi-nage, a lapel, seoi-nage with a leg sweep. That's what it is. It's a hard throw. And snap, snap, and go. There you go. We're going to work on a throw called Yama Arashi. Yama means mountain. Arashi means a storm. It's a mountain storm. It's a very old name for a very old technique. And it was one of the original techniques coming from jiu-jitsu into judo back in the early 1880s. And when Professor Kano studied Kito-ryu Jiu-Jitsu, Tenshin Shinryu Jiu-Jitsu, all those styles, this came from, I think, Kito-ryu style of Jiu-Jitsu. And so a little history behind it. And there was one of the top Kodokan fighters of those days. They used to have a lot of challenge matches and so on. And his name was Saigo. His last name was Saigo. And he was like the best guy at the Kodokan had. And this was his throw. This was his throw. He threw a lot of guys with Yama Arashi. And these were before there were very systematic rules or anything else. It was pretty much a free fight back in those days. And this would bury people, and it worked quite well. So we'll take a look at it. So let's go over the history. I like to tell you a bit about the history of a technique and how it works and so on, because I think it makes it more interesting in the study of doing this stuff. I just think it does. So we did the hikidashi, the pulling, the movement here. And so, if you'll recall, we did this, popped it, turned it, okay, turned it sideways here. And this hand, the surikage, the lifting hand, I did this, okay? Now, I'm going to change this because I want a different grip. I want to hold the other lapel for this particular throw. Okay, so instead of my right hand on his left lapel, my right hand will be on his right lapel. Now, it's my choice, it's your choice, whether you want to do it when you grab with the thumb up. Can everybody see this with the thumb up? No. Or the thumb down, and I can drive this way. That gives you a little more power, so if you like that, do that. A lot of people like their Yama Arashi from this. They like to get this grip and change this. You see how it's very powerful along here. You might like that. See that? Can you see that? Okay. Or you might just like thumb up and curl it in there. But in any event, I'm going to put my pulling hand, or my lifting hand, I'm going to put it right on instead of the line of this pectoral, I'm going to put it along the line of this pectoral. Because this throw we're working on now is considered a hand technique at Tewaza in Kodokan Judo. Because it's really pretty much, it's almost like a seoi-nage, but I'm adding a sweeping his leg as well. So it's like a seoi-nage, a lapel, seoi-nage with a leg sweep. That's what it is. It's a hard throw. So instead of doing this way, when I do my hikidashi, instead of doing this, now I'm going to grab here and I do this. Or I can grab thumb down and this, whichever is your preference, okay? Whichever your preference is good for me. Grab, where is Wyatt? Poor Wyatt.
Poor Wyatt.
Yeah. Everybody, real quick, when you're picked, we were teasing. Where's Jake? When you're picked to be the demo dog, the uke, that's an honor. Believe it or not, isn't it neat? I'm gonna give him a good beating, and he's gonna get. These actually guys get better. I mean, the beatings make. Isn't that true, Eric? Where's Eric?
I'm hiding.
Yeah, I took him too. We all took him. So if you're the guy picked, that means coach likes you. He likes to beat on you best. Okay, it's kind of like having your favorite, lasagna or something, whatever. I like that one best.
It's a great honor. It's like a Mayan human sacrifice.
That's there you go. Mayan soup. That's a good way to put it. All right. So what we're going to have to do is the technique itself. I'm going to have you demonstrate first. So I'm going to have you pull in this setup, and then now be sure. Here's what we're going to look for, guys. When Josh comes in, he's going to step and he's going to pull. He's going to set here. He's going to turn. It's primarily a seoi-nage, which means a carry over the back throw with the hands. It's a lot of hand work. And then this is going to come into play to sweep it, make it harder. It'll look a bit like a haraigoshi or an oguruma or an ashiguruma, if you're familiar with those terms. But what you're doing is you're turning and you're sweeping. And it adds more power to the actual hand technique that you're using. Okay, that's why we do it. It's a powerful throw, very powerful throw. Can you demo? Just throw it. Normal speed. Normal speed.
You just want me to demonstrate right now?
Yeah, just do normal speed. Yeah. There you go. Pretty much it, huh?
Throw in the other direction.
So, what's that? Turn around? Turn around.
Throw in the other direction too. So they can see them.
There you go. Everybody see that?
Oh, man.
Jesus, no, do it 12 more times.
Have them go this way now.
All right, now let's parse that out. Okay, let's parse that out. I'm going to use it later. When you got this guy, okay, grip here. Start your grip here. So I was gripping here with my right hand on the lapel. See that? All right. Okay, now my right hand from this lapel is going to shift, and I get this grip. So in this case, so now I've shifted, and as soon as I shift, that's when I know to start my action. So when this hand comes to this lapel, that's my cue that start popping. Okay? So I'll start popping and then bam, there's the set. And now I keep turning in and I can sweep. And just a lot of hand action. A lot of hand action. Can you a little slower? Walk you through it. So we're going to walk you through it. Okay, as soon as his right hand shifts over to the other lapel, that's when he steps back. Now he starts to place his arm in the position he wants along the line of that near pec. So his right arm is right along that pec there. See that? Okay. Now there's a lot of action here, isn't there? Remember, it's a hand technique mainly. Okay. Strictly. Now what Josh is going to do as he keeps turning around, that momentum of his body, now he's just going to sweep. I'll get out of his way. And there it is. Okay. Where you sweep is your business. Some people will use the axis a little over the hip, like a haragoshi. I've often said it's like a haragoshi with a lot of hand work. But it could be an oguruma, it's more of a leg cross, or an ashiguruma down lower. You can sweep wherever you sweep, whether it's here low, here higher. That's your preference generally. And everybody says, oh, you should do here, you should do there. Remember, judo is a dynamic thing. It's a functional thing. Do what works best for your body. Because I'm taller, I'm probably going to use a little more leg than somebody who's not taller. So it's just the way we are. So make it work for you, okay? So everybody see that? Okay, let's do one more time, then you're going to do it here. And probably we'll get the crash pads out, but you're going to be doing the same thing.
You mind if I say one?
Yeah.
If you put on your body type, when I come in and I pull here and I spin in, if I try to go real high, I actually lose my own balance.
Yes, it's true.
If I try to go too high with it, so if I go too high with it, he's going to counter me and he's going to take me the other direction. I'm off balancing myself. I just offset my own, breaking his balance. So when I sweep and I come in here and I come through, I like to sweep through here, right here. So I've got good control.
Very good point. That's a good point. But you see how that action worked? Okay? And again, when you sweep, I'm glad you brought that up. When you sweep, Stephen, when you sweep on somebody, remember, you want to be in front. If you throw too much hip, not going to work. Not enough hip, not going to work at all. You got to make sure he's on your body. So this grip is ideal for doing that. Okay? And you just load him up, and then Josh was perfect in this. You sweep straight back. Okay? Don't make a big chopping movement. And one thing, always point your toe when you sweep. Don't do this. Okay? All right? Point that toe, and it makes a powerful, more controlled movement with your leg. Okay? That's okay. Remember. Okay? Everybody see that? Need to show it again 18 more times? No? We good? All right. We have been working on one step and attack with the Yama Arashi. Okay? Now we're gonna do it on two steps. Okay? The reason we do it two steps is because sometimes it may take you a couple steps to really set it up. So practice both, and you'll find where you prefer. You'll find you prefer. I'll go ahead and get my grip here, so as I shift here, okay, and as I step in, but now I'm going to do a couple steps, okay? So what's going to happen here, as soon as I shift, I'm going to do step, step, and I set it up. Two steps, okay? So as soon as I make my shift here, step, step, and I go. So that's what he's going to do with poor wife.
Hi, Eric.
All right, so he's got his grip, and he's going to do two steps and throw. That's the way he did it. You see how it's very fluid? Sometimes it will take two steps to get it going. You know, not always, but sometimes it will. Right? He's going to pop, pop, and hit. So pop, pop, up, and hit. There it is. Very practical way to do it. Okay, now let's look at Yama Arashi from a very practical sense. Now, it's a practical throw anyway. It's a very good, functional, realistic throw. So it's very practical in its application. But if I've got a guy who's bent over, and we see these guys a lot, they're bent over. So I'm going to get a nice sleeve grip here, all right? Now, my right hand, as you see, I'm holding the turn. Kunikata, this normal grip here, right? All right, well, I'm going to change that. Okay? I'm going to go ahead, when I'm getting ready to set this guy up, I'm going to let my switch happen. And I'm not necessarily going to attack at this point, but I'm going to start moving, all right? So remember that. I'm not necessarily loading him for the attack when I make my switch here like I did before. I'm just going to start moving him, and that'll allow me time to set him up. So I've got this grip, and he's bent over, and he just doesn't want to engage, or he's ahead in the score, and he knows he can buy a penalty, and he's willing to do that.
This is not easy for me to do.
Yeah, this is not good posture. It's a jiu-jitsu or defensive posture. So I'm going to switch here to my lapel, the other side. So I'm going to start my Yama Arashi. Okay. Now I'm going to snap him down, and I'm going to maybe 1 or 2 snaps, whatever happens. But I want to make him straighten up. By me snapping down, when somebody pulls your head down, what are you going to do? You're going to pull it right back up, right? Well, that's what he's going to do. It's natural movement, natural reaction. So I'm going to snap, as soon as he steps up, he's exaggerating, but it's very nice of him to do that. It shows the point. I'm going to now load him up, clock him, okay? Give it more normal speed to start. Talk through it. Okay, so pretty much normal speed here. So he gets it, and snap, snap, and go. There you go. It's Yama Arashi. That's a very practical way that you can do your Yama Arashi. It's a very, very strong way to throw them, okay? Sometimes if you snap them, you might not be able to throw them over your body. You might go sideways, more of a osotogari type thing. Totally okay, you know, but you're still throwing, right? So let's parse that together. Can you grab him again? He's bent over. When he's bent over, right, as soon as Josh makes this shift to his right hand, can everybody see that? You guys, can you see it? We'll stay here, that's good. As soon as he shifts this hand to this lapel, that's when he starts moving Wyatt, okay? And when he moves him, he's going to be stepping back and popping him down, and he may even need to only do it once. If that's enough, he can come in and hit him, go for it. But he may need to do it a couple times. So let's practice pop, pop, and hit. So you guys can see this? Okay? All right. He's going to pop, pop, and hit. So pop, pop, up, and hit. There it is. Very practical way to do it. Again, you might not throw them directly forward, you might throw them sideways. That's okay too. It's still, you know, like I said, no matter what you call it, just call it a poem. That's what we're looking for, okay? But did you see that? Now this operates, I want you to know this, you know, you're at a clinic, so I want you to know this. This operates on what's a principle of Kazushi called Hondo no Kazushi. Hondo no Kazushi. Hondo means to react. And it's a reaction. I'm creating a reaction on his part to make him stand up, to do what I want him to do. You know? And so it's Hondo no Kazushi. Oh, and that's the reaction. And that's the breaking his balance by making him react. And that's what the concept here makes it work. Does that make sense to everybody? Judo really is a science. It's an art too, because we're human beings. We each do it individually, and we're very creative in our own way. So it makes it an artistic thing. It's a wonderful thing. But the science behind it is this, and that's one of the ways of breaking the balance of Hondo no Kazushi. Okay, reaction, breaking the balance by his reaction. One more time, and then I know it's lovely, but one more time. All right. Yeah, one second.
So Sensei Scott says it's a hand technique, and it is, but you're really developing a lot of energy when you're doing this. So when I'm pulling down, look at this energy that I'm building. You see this hand movement? And I'm really developing a lot of energy because as he postures back, as I pull down, and he postures up, look at all this hand technique, all that energy.
See how you load him? See how you load him?
And I actually almost have to catch up with my hands.
Yeah.
My legs like, hey, catch up, you know, because there's so much developing here. When I pull him, boom, boom, there it goes. And it's there, okay?
I might add also, everybody, if you did not want to do like a sweeping throw, like we're doing Yama Arashi, you can do knee drop serenagi, any type of serenagi, because again, this is a hand technique, okay? Because there's a lot of hand movement there, right? So it's classified as a hand technique in Kodokan Judo. But you can do a very strong knee drop serenagi, okay? And so any throw is possible from this setup, this Hando no Kazushi, this reactionary form, making react to breaking his balance. We got that?
One more time.
One more time. One more time. There you go. Okay? Yama Arashi. Right, let's go get him.